Why does Indonesia look unstoppable in highlights, but not as unstoppable in championships? That's not hate. That's not bias. That's a pattern. And if you stay until the end of this video, I'm going to break down the exact mindset difference that separates highlight teams from trophy teams, and why that difference matters more than mechanics. Because this is not about skill. Indonesia has insane skill. Mechanically, they are monsters. Fast hands, explosive engages, fearless dives, confidence in every duel. If they see a hero, they fight. If they see a small opening, they force. If there's even a 40% chance, they take it. And that's why their games are so entertaining to watch. Every match feels like a montage. Clash after clash, backline dives, outplays, high risk, high reward moments. It's chaotic, it's aggressive, it's beautiful, and the crowd loves it. But here's the uncomfortable question. Does entertainment win championships? In Mobile Legends, bang bang, you don't actually win because you got more flashy kills. You win because you controlled the map better. You win because you secured Lord at the right timing. You win because you synced waves before forcing a fight. You win because you knew when not to fight. And this is where the cultural difference starts to show. Indonesia often plays momentum-based Mobile Legends. If they win a skirmish, they push for more. If they get 2 kills, they chase for the third. If they see low HP, they dive instantly. It's instinctive, it's aggressive, it's confident. But confidence without restraint can turn into overcommitment. When your playstyle is built around constant clashes, you slowly train yourself to solve every problem with a fight. Enemy out of position? Fight. Small advantage? Fight. Even gold? Fight. Behind? Still fight. It becomes brawl meta, matira matibai. Last man standing wins. And yes, in ranked, that works. In scrims, that can work. Even in some tournament stages, it works. But championships are different. Championship games slow down, pressure increases, mistakes become expensive. In those moments, patience becomes more valuable than aggression. Now let's compare that to the Philippines. PH teams don't rush the moment. They calculate it. Before they start Lord, they check vision. Before they dive backline, they check retribution cooldown. Before they force a fight, they sync side lanes. They don't fight because it looks good. They fight because it's mathematically correct. That difference might look small, but over a best-of-7 series, it becomes massive. Indonesia often dominates the fight. PH controls the entire game. There's a big difference between those two things. You can win a team fight and still lose map control. You can get a triple kill and still lose Lord. You can dominate mechanically and still lose because waves were pushing against you. Championship teams understand something simple. The cleanest win is better than the flashiest win. When a culture rewards highlights, players naturally adapt. Clips go viral. Aggressive players get recognition. Risk takers get praised. The crowd reacts louder to a savage than to a perfectly timed reset. And slowly, subconsciously, that shapes decision-making. You start choosing the play that looks powerful, instead of the play that guarantees control. And this is not saying Indonesia is weak. They are not weak, they are explosive. But explosive teams depend on momentum. Disciplined teams depend on structure. Momentum can collapse. Structure holds. Watch high-pressure international games. When gold is even. When Lord decides everything. When one mistake ends the tournament. Do you see constant random clashes? No. You see patience. You see teams hovering around vision. You see calculated pokes. You see setups that look boring, but are deadly. Because championships are not adrenaline battles. They are control battles. Indonesia thrives in chaos. PH thrives in control. Chaos creates highlights. Control creates trophies. Let's talk about patience. Patience is not passive. Patience is controlled aggression. It means you could dive, but you don't. It means you could force, but you wait. It means you understand that the game is not about the next 5 seconds. It's about the next 5 minutes. Indonesia often wins moments. PH wins timelines. That's the difference. When Indonesia sees opportunity, they react instantly. When PH sees opportunity, they evaluate it. Is this bait? Are waves in position? What happens after this fight? If we trade 2 for 2, who benefits? That second layer of thinking is what separates contenders from champions. Because in championship level play, the first move is rarely the winning move. The second move is, and the second move requires patience. There's also the discipline factor. Discipline means sticking to win conditions even when emotions rise. Discipline means backing off even when the crowd wants a fight. Discipline means securing Lord instead of chasing kills. Discipline is boring to watch, but it is terrifying to play against. PH teams are hard to defeat not because they always outplay mechanically, but because they rarely give free openings. Indonesia sometimes creates their own openings, but also their own risks. High aggression increases variance. High variance increases unpredictability. Unpredictability is dangerous, but it's also unstable. In a single game, unpredictability can shock an opponent. In a long series, stability wins. Championships reward consistency. Consistency requires control. Control requires patience. And patience requires discipline. If your culture emphasizes speed over structure, aggression over calculation, highlights over control, eventually that shows in crucial moments. Again, this is not about talent. Indonesia has world-class talent. This is about identity. Do you identify as a team that dominates fights or a team that dominates outcomes? Because those are not always the same thing. One gives you viral clips, the other gives you trophies. One excites the crowd, the other silences the arena. One looks powerful, the other is powerful. When pressure hits its peak, Game 5, last Lord, even gold, winner takes all, instincts are not enough. You need systems. You need habits. You need a culture of restraint. Explosive teams look terrifying in early tournaments. Structured teams lift the cup at the end. So the real question is not, is Indonesia strong? The real question is, what do they value more? The highlight moment or the championship moment? Because at the highest level of Mobile Legends competition, structure beats chaos, timing beats speed, calculation beats impulse, and discipline beats highlights. If Indonesia ever fully combines their insane mechanics with ruthless objective discipline, that's when they become unstoppable. Not just entertaining, not just explosive, but dominant. Subscribe to get more knowledge about PH style.